Life changes on a daily basis. Every minute, every hour, still we try to save it. But I gotta keep moving and making.
Welcome everybody to TruExact Show. I'm here with Brian and our special guest today. We're bringing it back to New Jersey, which we love doing. We've had people all over, Kentucky, California. We've had San Jose Sharks announcers on, but we love bringing it back. Upcoming, one of the leading candidates of best battle rapper at this moment, New Jersey's own Real Sikh. How you doing, man?
What's up, man? Thank you for the good words. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I have to say I'm a little older now, as you could tell by my grotesque little peaky fuzz here. So I don't really follow battle rap as much as I used to. I'll be the first one to admit that. I'm back in like the 06, 07 era, early Smack, even early URL. So when I hear like someone coming up that everyone's talking about, I delve into them. You've gotten me back into the scene a bit. I watch all your rounds. When I hear you're in a battle, I tend to delve in. So I really appreciate when somebody new comes up who everyone has nice things to say about.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So to gauge it, have you seen just the YouTube stuff, or have you seen like
the YouTube
app stuff too?
Yeah, I haven't delved in the URL app yet, so I haven't seen the
Gotcha.
Mike P one yet. I watch a lot of YouTube ones. I battle the Link Flex runs and stuff, and we're gonna talk about that because I want to ask you later on in the show what you feel about like how they drop. But really quick, we like to do this with Jersey people because, as you know, everyone in Jersey, we're kind of like a close knit state. You know, you could talk shit. We could talk shit about Jersey, but no one else can.
Nobody else,
No, fuck that.
Outside of Jersey.
We know that we're pieces of shit. We know we're assholes, but we're our assholes. We're our own pieces of shit. So if you're from like, I don't know, Tennessee, and you say Jersey sucks, you're not allowed to do that. So really quick, what we do with every Jersey person, it's an argument that goes on for ages, obviously. Pork roll or Taylor ham? What do you call it?
I whatever it says on the menu is normally what I say, because I don't, like, contrary to popular belief, I don't have a preference with those two. I know that's a big thing over here. Yeah. But like, if the menu says pork roll and I want it, I'm gonna say pork roll. If it says Taylor ham, I'm gonna just say Taylor ham. I don't really have a preference.
Guy just wants to eat. He doesn't give a shit.
I don't care what it's called. Because to be honest, if I'm at a diner, I'm most likely getting either super late food or like breakfast. I don't really have like lunch at a diner spot. So if I'm having breakfast, I might be having, eggs and bacon and maybe pancakes or something. You know what I mean? And then dinner, I'll be having like a fucking sandwich or pasta or something like that. Right. But like, I don't. So at those two times, I usually have like other menu preferences. But yeah, if I was to, anytime that I've gotten a pork roll or a Taylor ham, whatever it says on the menu. Man.
All right, so just because I say Taylor ham and it's my show, we'll be defaulting to pork roll. So Real Sikh called it pork roll. And for people who aren't from Jersey and have no idea how good diner food is, what he's talking about, you have no idea. You have no idea. You either eat it early in the morning or really late at 2 a.m. drunk. That's the only time.
Exactly. Yo, you guys know the Somerset Diner? The one that's like down Easton. Their strawberry cheesecake, like the cheesecake with the strawberry preserve on it or whatever. So when I was like really little, I used to live in Somerset. But like, yes, that diner was like a place that we went frequently. But now, like, that cheesecake, next to Cheesecake Factory, obviously, but that cheesecake is like amazing to me. That's like one of my favorite cheesecakes. You know what I mean? Just had to shout them out.
I got it. It'd be great if that was the end of the interview. Well, we got his food reviews, so that's it.
Here we go.
All right, so let's talk about like how you grew up, your upbringing. Obviously, you're from Jersey. Where you grew up, how you got into hip hop first. Like, was it a certain artist that made you want to start rapping when you started writing? Just take it from there, man.
Well, my culture is very musical, so like the same. It's like our music, but Punjabi people, Sikh people, our music is, everybody listens to it, right? And like all through India, it's kind of like how black music is treated in America. How like it'll be at all the weddings, all the clubs, so our music is like that in India. right? And then even our religious text is written in music. The whole thing rhymes. If you ever walk into a Sikh temple, then you're gonna hear music playing. So I've always liked music, but I never really connected with too much music until since I was raised here, uh, um, until I heard rap. So I remember the first thing, I was 8 years old when 8 Mile came out,
Mm.
and my sister was watching it for her birthday, and I heard Shook Ones by Mobb Deep playing, right? The way the movie
Yeah.
opens up. And then when Prodigy said, punch you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone, right? How visual that was as an 8 year old.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. What is that? What is this? And I sat and watched like the whole movie, and that was kind of like my first introduction to just hip hop in general. Like I had heard, because that was around the time hip hop was kind of becoming worldwide. So
Yeah.
you'd hear it in other places too. So even in like Punjabi music, there would be like a hip hop beat, you know what I mean? Or so it was kind of going everywhere. And then like on the way to school, my bus driver would play Hot 97 or something. But until I like really listened to that, and that's a great introduction because it's an introduction to battle rap, to
Mhm.
writing music, to like the performing that lyricism, just all of that stuff, right? So I wrote my first rhyme after that movie, just because I guess I was an
Do you remember
impressionable
it?
kid.
Do you remember your first rhyme at 8 years
I
old?
remember the first line. I always remember the first line. It was just walking down the street ain't missing no beat. That was the first line. That's all I remember. It
Better
was
than the first
terrible.
line I ever wrote.
I didn't know how to count bars yet, so I just
Right.
did one line. I would just rhyme twice in one line, and then I'd start rhyming something else the next line. It was so
Yeah.
bad. That's all I remember about it. I don't remember the whole thing, but
Don't
but
feel
yeah,
bad because Scott can't count bars either.
Bro, I've
Yeah.
been rapping for 18 years and I still don't know how to count bars. So I'm with you. Really,
exactly.
like Brian will be like, do 16 bars. I go, just give me the time frame you want me to stop at. Like that's.
Oh man, nah. I started learning how to count bars. So like this happened after, because since I was born in '94, I didn't really get to experience everything that came before me, right? So obviously after 8 Mile, I was all Shady Records, 50 G Unit, D12 or whatever. But by like 2004, 2005, I'm in like fifth grade, and my friend's dad used to work in New York, and he used to come back with the Smack DVDs, right? And then along with that, I had also seen a speech that M made when he won some award, and he just thanked all the people he was inspired by. Cool G Rap, Naughty by Nature, Tupac, Biggie, Big L, whatever. All these names that I might have heard before, but I didn't really know who they were. So 2004, 2005 is when I started doing my hip hop history, right? So again, I'm 10, 11 years old. I found out what LimeWire was. So I was like just going on there and typing in names that I'd hear. So then I'd hear, so like, let's say I heard M say Cool G Rap. I typed in Cool G Rap, 456 comes up. I listened to that, and he got a feature on there with Nas on a song called Fast Life. I'm like, Nas is dope. Then I type in Nas and I listen to it. You know what I mean? I was kind of doing that. And then also just going on Google, and once I liked the artist, just going on their Wikipedia and seeing their discography. So from that point on to like 2009, I didn't really listen to anything current, unless rappers that I was a fan of dropped something. So like if 50 dropped the album or something like that, then I'd listen to it. But everything else I was listening to was just back then, like everything that came before me. And I was, along with that, I'm watching the Smack DVDs, I'm watching battles. Along with that, I'm watching like hip hop documentaries and shit. Like I was just immersed with hip hop by that point. And then 2009 is kind of when I like popped out of that bubble, and I found out about Slaughterhouse and Tech Nine and Kendrick Cole, everybody that was coming up around then. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just wanted to know everything that happened before me. You know what I mean? Like as much as I could remember. So it's still dope. So you mentioned Nino Bless. That's one of my closest friends now, and he'll always like if he mentions an artist or something that I never really got to check into, I'll still go and listen to, like if I missed a Master Ace, right? Then I'll go back and listen to Master Ace or something. You know what I mean? So I'm always learning, but that was like my years of just
But
start falling in love with hip
I have
hop.
to say, you utilized LimeWire way better than I did because it was at the age
yeah, yeah.
I learned about browsers, and boy,
Oh, got
was
you.
I downloading was I downloading and renaming a lot of songs so other
Yeah,
people using the computer wouldn't find out what the
I
actual
got
meanings were.
I got Rick rolled a lot. Remember that? You
Oh, yeah.
download a song and it would be
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Oh
I
my
love that
god.
song. Never gonna give you up. That's Rick
I
Astley.
hated that. Like
The
I
guy,
downloaded
But
guy's a
now when
like
you're
legend.
looking
Renegade,
for a song,
and you click when you're looking for a song,
it's the
I
biggest
download
disappointment.
Renegade. Yeah, because I had my little MP3
Hmm.
that
The
I stole
biggest
from
I
somebody.
think the
Yo, if
biggest
you think that's like the first troll, if you really think
yeah.
about it,
Yeah,
whoever created that is the first internet troll.
yeah.
I think the
Like it was
biggest
first.
Or like the prank calls, maybe. Remember the
oh
prank
yeah.
calls
Oh
they used
yeah.
to
Well,
do?
I think that's how it was in outside of the internet because you have to
Uh-huh.
pick up a phone and call. But like now, you
On
can
the
just
internet.
put some
Yeah,
shit there and be like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
everyone's gonna get fucking angry at this.
Interesting. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I,
First troll.
I will say that the biggest disappointment in my life is that I never got rickrolled while downloading a song. I had to
Damn.
actually go search the video, and then
Yeah.
people could see my recent history and be like, "You like this song?" It's like it's a great song.
I don't. Yeah, I don't even think I knew what it was called. I didn't. I was just like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, I know this isn't Renegade by J and M. I know this isn't that. This the beat doesn't drop like this.
It'd be
What
great
song
if
is this?
it would be phenomenal if someone was battling you and had Rick Astley show up and just rickroll you while you're fucking battling.
Yeah,
Right.
Phenomenal. So, like you said, you started to come into your own, and when you got out of that shell, when did the battling start? Because, like, to me, it's always fascinating. Like, we used to do battles at parties and
Yeah.
schoolyards, obviously, and parties at Rutgers and Seton Hall, all these things.
Yeah.
And it'd be like one bar, and you blow the lid off or whatever.
Yeah. Those are the
But
best.
yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't it a better time? Wasn't it a great time, man? Like where you had to like cipher and just that, like nobody understands that feeling who's never done it. Like to get that ooh and
Yeah.
ah from a bar that just hit.
Yep.
Euphoria.
Absolutely.
It's euphoria.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
when did you realize like all right, I want to do a league thing? Were you contacted or did you reach out to somebody?
So I had like by the time I was 2009 when I popped out of that bubble, I was already practicing, the craft, and I was writing all the time. But so I was in high school, ninth grade, and my first battle, it was in the hallway. It was just everybody in my grade knew that I could rap.
Hmm.
But when I went to high school, the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders didn't know. So that ooh and ah that you're talking about, there was a lot of rappers in my school. So, on the way to class, you might see a cipher and just rap real quick and then go to class. Like there was a lot of that in my school. And so I started getting known, obviously, because I stand out. People never saw a rapper with a turban before, right? And then so I'd like kill a cipher, and I was doing that a lot. And then the one I still remember to this day that like the whole school found out about me. We had like a delayed opening, and everybody's in the cafeteria or not the gym, right? And people start rapping. They're pointing, oh, that kid, he raps too, and yeah, right. I was like, all right, and I remember the line was something like, hit backflips like gymnastics. I just rhymed like that, and I was like, I was doing this crazy flow thing, and then everybody, everybody thinks it's a fight. You know what I mean? They look over, and then they. So that was like how everybody in my school got to know me, in North Brunswick High School, right? And then so then the upperclassmen like asked me, like I was anxious to rap in front of people, right? So it was three dudes. They saw me in the hallway before homeroom. They're like, "Yo, we heard you rap. Let me hear something." I rap my little rhyme, and then all three of them take turns, but they're like rapping at me. So they're saying shit, but they're like rapping at me, right? So I got mad. I didn't. All my rhymes were just about myself. I wasn't writing in a battle rap aspect yet. So I remember that because that's when I started writing from a battle rap aspect, more punchlines,
Right.
more like I would have those verses too, along with the just lyrical acrobatic verse or whatever, right? So I wrote like 100 bars, memorized it. And the next time I saw him, I was like, let's battle. And then it sounds like a fucking movie, but that's like exactly what happened. That was my first battle. And then from then to like when I joined the league, I would battle here and there. I lived in Camden for a couple years. I would battle over there at studios that I went to when there were other rappers. It was classic, I got a verse, you got a verse
Right.
type thing, right? So then UW, Arsenal's league, put some Instagram post up like, if you know somebody that can rap, tag them in this. And somebody tagged me in it. And then their process, they had this tournament going on, and they were like, yeah, if you win the tournament, you start battling with us, whatever. And I won the tournament, so I joined, and I won the tournament. And you know, are we going all the way to iBattle?
Go
That
ahead.
answers your
Yeah,
question.
bro.
All right.
Bro,
So,
man. I'm
so
fascinated. This is why, like, I always like talking to the battlers, like I watch, because, like, you know,
yeah.
they always ask about the battles itself, but I never really get the
Mhm.
background and like how it happened. It's really
I
cool.
know I'm long-winded. That's
Go
why
for
I'm
it.
like,
It's fine.
yeah. So UW, right? They weren't as consistent as like other. They didn't know about artist development as much. They would kind of just throw events because Arsenal was the owner and he could just throw an event
Yeah.
whenever. But they weren't really developing artists like that. So from 2000, that was 2015 to 2018, I battled maybe twice, 3 times a year. I wasn't consistent with it, right? I was just doing it for fun. 2019 is when Lex Luthor hit me. And he was like, yo, why aren't you famous yet? And I was like, I don't know. And then he
Words
was
that
like,
have
you
never
just
been said to me.
and he was just like, you got to be more consistent. Because like I said, like my first year is when I think I maybe had 3-4 battles that year. And then every year after, it was probably once or twice. It was just
Yeah.
whatever. And then Lex was like, just be more consistent. So he had this whole plan. Lex is perfect at, you know, picking talent and knowing how to develop people, you know what I mean? And like just iBattle is such a great place to get groomed because you're gonna battle every kind of rapper,
Hmm.
right? I think they have the most diverse talent pool. And yeah, and by my third battle on iBattle, that's when URL called me and I got the call to go overseas on Shoddy Horrors League in London.
Right.
So that's kind of when I started being more consistent is kind of when everything started happening.
I would say I've never seen an artist like take off as quick. Like from just you said 2019 to like you headlined a URL.
Versus
Like
Mike, yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
Crazy.
really impressive, especially with like it's a cutthroat. I would assume I'm not in it, but I would assume like it's a little cutthroat as a culture. Like people want that top spot. Like
Hmm.
so for you to like get it as someone who's kind of new, that's really cool, and I'm happy to see it, man.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's crazy because the battle that got me all the calls is when I battled Excel.
Mhm.
And the person that's standing right there is Mike P. He's right there in the footage. That was his first time watching me. And then literally that was 2019. And then now this past March, I'm headlining against Mike P. You know what I mean? Like it's a full circle kind of thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's crazy. And yeah, it is pretty quick. You know what I mean? Like battling Chilla Jones a year after that. You know what I mean? Like that's and he ends up getting champion of the year. And one of the battles that they said was like his toughest battle was me and him. You know what I mean? I got to battle B Magic. I'm such a big B Magic
I
fan.
love B
You know what
Magic.
I mean?
I really do. Like I'm a big
I
fan.
do too.
I love his
But
name flips. I think
yeah,
his battle versus Real Deal to this day is one of the best battles of all time. I truly
absolutely.
believe that. I really do.
There's rounds from Magic that I know word for word. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And unfortunately, I beat shit down his leg. You know what I mean? Like I
That's an
wish he like
amazing term. I beat shit down his leg.
yeah, but he was kind of like being more consistent. He wasn't
Yeah.
messing up, and then against me, yeah, I don't know what happened, but yeah, and then like you said, headline, and then now this next situation that I got is ridiculous too. I can't say too much about it, but yeah, it is going really quick, and I'm just I have so much like gratitude for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, go on, Brian. If you have anything.
What's like your process for prepping for a battle? Like you find out you got one. What's like your timeline?
well, it depends on how much time I have to prepare. So my battle with Chilla Jones, my battle with Kid Chaos, my battle with B Magic, all those were written a week or 2 weeks before the battle. Um, Me and Chilla Jones had like 16 days until our battle. So when it's just that small window of time, you don't really have much time to second guess things. You kind of just gotta. I take a day or two to maybe watch. I'll watch some of their battles and notice weaknesses and just think of a game plan or think of how I want to rap against them, what I want to say. Should I just go in there and rap? Should I bring angles? Should I joke on them? Like whatever. I'll just like watch the game tapes and see what I can do, and then I'll just start writing, and then like every day. And I don't know if this is a superstitious thing, but I think I come up with the best shit either right when I'm about to sleep or right when I wake up. Like those two times is when I think my brain is working the most. Like I'll still come up with shit during the day,
Yeah.
but I just everything my thoughts just and happen to rhyme around those times. Like I could think something and then what I want to say to follow it just happens to rhyme. That's the best way to describe it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like so that's usually when I'll come up with the stuff, and then like I said, if it's a short time span, I like to be done at least a week before I have to go battle. I like to be done writing by then so I can kind of just repetition and memorize everything.
Yeah.
But
How many reps do you do to memorize like 3 rounds?
Well, it depends on how like I'm trying it's different for each one because you know you don't the problem with that getting ready quick is you don't get to there's no like space to breathe in your material because you just have it in a special way. Like
Yeah.
you have it in a specific order that are little memory ticks to you. You know what I mean? So when you say this, you gotta. If I have quick prep, that's when I'll usually kind of try to make, whatever I end the line with, I'll try to start the next line rhyming with that one. So it's like a connector. You know what I mean? And I'll try to do things like that. But if I have a whole bunch of time, like I had with Mike P, we had maybe 4 weeks, something like that, which is like an eternity to me. You know what I mean? With that, it'll just be as I'm writing it, I'm memorizing it. You know what I mean? Because if I come up with 16 bars one day, I'm just gonna say that 16 bars until the next time I write more, and now I'm just adding on to that. You know what I mean? Repetition, it's always been like memorization has always been easy for me because like I said, I started when I saw 8 Mile, and I remember M was like writing. He wouldn't write the line; he'd write like a word down or something. So that's how I started writing. On the left side of the page, I'd write the words that I'd be rhyming with, and then on the right side of the page, I'd write the whole line out. So what that did was, when I saw the word, I know the line, right? And that's kind of I didn't even realize until I reflected back on it. I was kind of training myself to memorize stuff like this by that. So like now I'll just need to write the words, you know what I mean? If it's something, long-winded or whatever. But yeah, I think it's just the way I trained my brain to work, I guess, when it comes to rhyming. Everything else, like I'll forget shit all the time, but I will never forget rhymes. Like I'll forget dates and fucking like things like that. But
He
when it
left
comes to
the oven
rapping,
on upstairs right now.
yeah, I'll leave. Yeah, I'll do things like that. But like when it comes to rapping, yeah, I guess I just figured out a
Yeah, you
formula.
can't explain it really because people do ask like, how did
Yeah,
you
you hear
think
me
of that
rambling
rhyme?
over here? Like
Oh no, it's true.
I'm
Like
trying to like
Yeah, you can't explain it to people because it's like, how'd you think of rhyming that? And I'm sure you do, like, we do multis, like, you're a multi
Yeah,
guy, so, like, I just personally think it sounds fresher when it's multis. I like
of
it, and it
course.
feels to my ears a lot better. But, like,
Yeah,
you're right, you don't know how to explain how you think of it. It just, it comes. Like, you'll see a
that's
Almost, it's like it falls out.
right. It's
Like,
yeah.
very
you
weird.
can't explain it. So you think of that ending rhyming word, and
Uh-huh.
your brain just starts working.
Like there's a rhyme I had. It was on one of my songs. Skis on my feet, looking like peekaboo streets, and it's like,
Yeah,
how does that work? Because she was a skier, but her name rhymes
yeah,
with skis on my feet. You can't explain.
yeah,
It just goes. It just
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
goes.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
it's
can't.
just
But
that's why I like describing it like my thoughts just rhyme.
right,
So like
yeah.
that, like because you'll think of something and then what should I say with that, and then it'll just what you want to say will just
It
happen to rhyme.
falls out.
It just rhymes. My
Yeah.
thoughts just rhyme.
Yep.
I don't know. That's the best way I can think of it.
So what he's saying is he's a witch. So that's what he's saying. So I love how I met someone younger because Brian and I were actually in high school and 8 Mile came out, really aging ourselves.
Mm,
And when we walked out of that theater as white dudes, it was literally you couldn't imagine high school or towns. I mean,
yeah.
even the surrounding areas. Like the next weekend at parties, battles
Hmm.
happened. Everyone was
Yeah.
battling. So like for to find out someone younger that age
Uh-huh.
was actually influenced by that movie as well is really
Yeah.
like mind blowing. I thought it was just like our age group, our
Yo, you know
Yeah.
what's actually pretty crazy to think about? That that movie might be one of the biggest movies of all time. Like it
yeah,
shifted a whole culture.
right.
Yeah.
People like it went from like hip hop battling was kind of like an underground thing to like,
Hmm.
oh wow, the biggest artist in the world, the biggest selling artist in the world used to do this. Oh, this is cool. We all have to do it now.
Yeah. And then now, like, old people, in like super expensive mansions and stuff know what battle rap is.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it literally like, yeah,
Or even
it definitely.
if you say like you talk about battle rapping, what they'll be
Oh,
like,
like 8 Mile?
Pop
Yeah.
Spaghetti, 8 Mile.
Yeah. I
Like
get
that
that
shit is
so much
iconic.
when I'm like trying to like explain battle rap. It'll
Right.
just be like, oh, like 8 Mile, and I hate that
Yep.
because
Yeah.
I know that movie is classic, and that's how a lot of people were introduced to it. But I feel like it's so much more like advanced now.
It's
You know
so
what I mean?
advanced.
It's way
Yeah. So
different. Like it's taken on. I mean, shit. Like watching a battle is like you can get popcorn. It's like a Friday night fucking movie at this point. They're an hour long,
Yeah.
55 minutes.
yeah.
It's a lot going on. Like I was watching like the World Rap Championships and it was like 9 minutes long per battle. So now it's just
Crazy.
evolved. How does your culture like perceive battle rap? I'm sure you've answered this before, but like
Hmm.
how is it? Were your parents like I'm not familiar with the culture at all. So were your parents like, what are you doing exactly? How did
I
that
mean,
work?
yeah, they you know, they battle rap doesn't exist in my culture, right?
Mhm.
But it is like I said, our culture is very musical. So music that'll like resonate with them. But nah, my parents always just thought of it as a hobby. And then now, people will come up to them when they go out. Like, oh, we saw your son's video and shit like that. You know what I mean? So like it's kind of crazy because for people that do like battle rap, but they're from my culture, a lot of the messages I'm seeing now is they never like seeing me is kind of helping them introduce it to more people of my culture because
Yeah,
they'll see somebody that looks it's representation, right? So
right.
Mhm.
like they'll see somebody that looks like them and they might there's a lot of people that will message me that they don't watch battle rap but they've seen I just when I battled Mike P I spread awareness about an issue going on in
Yes.
India and that went kind of all over and people that I know don't Jinder Mahal from the WWE doesn't watch battle rap but he saw that clip and he posted about it, you know what I mean? So like it's kind of transcending just battle rap, you know what I mean, which is crazy. um the culture as a whole, just people that exist, I think they applaud it. My personal family, like I said, when I was a kid, they thought it was just a hobby. They didn't get it, but now that they're seeing that there's some kind of recognition with it, and people know me from it, and I'm making good money off of it. Like they're just proud. You know what I
That's
mean?
good.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And you're right, it is representation. You're seeing it in like shows too. I mean, like, or movies. When I'm watching the new Mighty Ducks Game Changers, right?
Hmm.
And like, which is, by the way, an awesome fucking little Disney show if anybody wants to watch.
Yeah.
But like, so the main character, it'd be funny if he signed off right now. Like, I'm done with this. So the main character is the best hockey player in that series is an Indian girl. And it's really cool because you got to figure there's probably like young Indian girls who like aren't introduced to hockey and are watching this as the main character and are like, wow, I want to fucking skate now. I want to play hockey. So you're right. It just is. It is a representation aspect of it.
Representation definitely, affects, especially at a younger age, how far you see yourself. You know what I mean? So like, if there's, a couple parents have messaged me too, like that they saw the battle or the video, and now their little 10-year-old is rapping. You know what I mean? So like something like that will help. If you grow up and you see people that that look like you and they're in positions of power and things like that, you're gonna think you can get there too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas if you don't see, hold on, my light turned off. Sorry. I think
he forgot to switch the batteries, but he remembers he remembers his lines, but he forgets.
Yeah. My bad. Yeah, is that too bright or we good?
No, you're good, man.
Yeah, if you don't see people that look like you in positions of power, it might not even cross your mind that it's something that you could do as a kid, right? Whereas if you see somebody that looks like you in positions like that, it'll broaden your imagination. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
it's achievable.
Yeah. So I think representation is definitely important.
Right, and that's why optics very important. Even if you want to go as far as like agree or not disagree with his politics, like Obama being a black president was very important. Like you don't have to
Absolutely
politics, but it gives that 8-year-old kid in school like a chance to like look at someone who is in that power and be like, I could be president, or like
absolutely
things like Tiger Woods, stuff like that, or even like Meghan Markle, a princess. So it is really cool. Duchess, I don't know what the fuck they are anymore.
Yo, imagine,
one of those.
Imagine if they set up a thing where they like rotated every president. Like
Grace.
Yeah.
That might be that might be more
that
might be more of a representation of America though, because America is everybody. You know what I mean? So like that's a great idea.
That is because in how many? Well, I don't know how many races would there be, but that means I could be eligible as the next white one when the wheel turns. This is a great idea, Brian.
No, for the way it'll always be some rich piece of shit.
Well, maybe that'll be me in 40 years. Who knows? Just a couple more things, man. Like I know you've mentioned before on a couple interviews not that you don't agree, but like, how do you feel about them not dropping on YouTube? Is there anything like you wish they did different? And I don't want to like put you on the spot to talk bad about a league.
No, you're good. You're good. I don't talk bad about URL. I completely get it from a business standpoint.
Yeah.
For the last 10 years, they've been just releasing content for free.
Yeah.
And now from a business standpoint, it makes 100% sense. And it's not like I'm on a league that nobody watches and they're keeping my battles. It's the #1 league in the world, right? So like people still watch my battles. It's just for the replay, you got to go on the app, right? Or like, or if it's like just an app battle. So I get it. I get the exclusivity of it. And like I said, it makes sense from a business standpoint. It's just one of those things that like, the celebrities knowing who you are, you know what I mean? Like the more opportunities came to people who dropped on YouTube. Geechee Gotti and New Jersey Twerk are the last ones that really were like the last YouTube stars, right? Because they got their battles dropped on YouTube. It was like right before the app launched, right? So like you got to think about it. Like the people that are subscribed to URL's YouTube channel range from the regular person to P. Diddy, right? So like opportunities are more available to you when you're put on a platform that accessible and that big, right? So the thing with the app is just, I feel like you got to put in a little more work to get that worldwide notoriety that you would normally just get with a YouTube drop,
Right.
right? I think that everybody in battle rap knows the people that might not have a YouTube drop yet. Everybody that's a battle rap fan knows them, I think.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to the casual fans, the people that just are hip hop fans and they'll watch a battle here and there, to reach those guys, that's what YouTube was good for. No, now that it's exclusive, it makes some people. I was on Clubhouse the other day, and or like last week, whatever. And it's crazy because Royce the 5'9" or Lupe Fiasco will just jump into a room with us because like Nino Bless is in the room, or like Marv One, like other people that are like known or whatever are in the room. And Royce jumped in, and I was fucking talking to Royce, which is crazy,
Yeah.
right? And then but he was like, "Oh, yo, what happened to battle rap?" And we kind of had to explain, like, "Yo, battle rap is thriving right now. They're making the most money that they've made. It's just it's not put out there as much because it's exclusive. But it just sucks to know that somebody like that, one of the greatest rappers on the earth right now, right, is like not like the stories that you hear about them being on tour buses or in the studio just watching battles
Yeah.
on the screen. Like you can't do that anymore unless you have the app, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
And people are lazy, and that's what it boils down to. Like even me,
right,
bro. Like bro, if I put stuff in my cart and it's $99 and shipping's $4.99, I'm Xing out. I'm not fucking
yeah,
paying at $4.99 shipping. That's just not happening.
right,
So
right,
like
right.
we're all cheap fucks. I mean
Yeah, yeah,
seriously,
yeah.
if I buy Brian half price appetizer at Applebee's after 10 o'clock in New Jersey,
Shit.
and the next week, Brian, I'm mentioning to him, yo, you owe me this week. So for someone to click on that, even though it's like $7.99, $4.99, it's just like man, now I have to go get my credit card information, put it on my phone.
Right, right,
It's more
right.
of like a hassle, but it makes sense business wise because you got to figure how much years Smack's put in.
All the
Yeah.
You know
shit.
what I mean? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel the judging, if you had your choice, how would you pick the judging? Because there are so many, first of all, these new fans, their favorite battler is undefeated. They never lose.
Yeah,
So
right.
like it's just like they pick a favorite, oh, he's 25-0, 35. Well, that's impossible.
Yeah.
They battle each other. But like, how would you feel the judging should be? Because I feel like it's worse than ever as far as like fan vote, because
Yeah.
the dick riding on the fucking favorite battlers is like just ridiculous at this point.
I think people don't. I was just talking about this because they just had a tournament,
Yes,
Ultimate
yeah.
Madness 3. They had 8 battles, right? Eat 2 minutes a round, so that's fucking 6 rounds per battle. Am I doing this math right? Right? 2, 2, 2, 6. Yeah,
I
12.
don't know.
Oh, 12 minutes. Yeah,
I was taking
12
fucking
minutes.
algebra in fucking
12,
college.
12 minutes of raps per battle. There's 8 battles. 12 times 8, that's 96. 96 minutes of information. That's an hour and a half. That's a fucking movie, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Like, not you can't take in 96 minutes of material. These judges that have to decide who won. 96 minutes of material in just one sitting and have like the same opinion you had like in the first battle that you're going to have in the last battle, right? I think especially that the fact that they got to judge 2 minutes after they fucking see it. It's kind of like when people put album reviews on something that an artist worked 8 months on and they'll listen to it once and just decide. It's like, you got to know you didn't digest everything that the
Right.
artist wanted you to digest. They spent 8 fucking months on it. It's not meant to be digested in in one sitting, right? So it's kind of the same thing with battle rap because, you know, it's such a dense form of writing. There's so many things like that you're not gonna catch on the first. Even the rappers will catch more things, I think, than people that just watch. But even a rapper might miss something, right? So like that type of stuff, like something that dense is not meant to be judged on the spot, or like a reactionary judgment is not a fair judgment to me with something that's that layered. You know what I mean? If you're listening to an album from an artist that literally just mumble raps and just makes catchy songs and they're not giving anything to you, yeah, cool. You could have a reactionary judgment on that, which is where I think this generation kind of, you know, gets that mentality from, the reactionary judgment thing.
Mm-hmm.
But with battle rap, I don't think that's how it should be. I think the battles happen on Saturday, give the judges the footage and let them make a judgment by Monday. Announce the winners on Monday. Let them go over the tapes. Let them watch it more than once.
Right, you're right.
Because
Because like let's say an album like the Eminem Show, my favorite album
right.
of all time. There's some songs I didn't like first hear around, and now they're my favorite. Like every other month, to be like, yo, my new favorite song on this album is "Sing for the Moment." Yo, my new favorite song. So you're right. You don't really get to digest it.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of thought put into these kind of presentations, I guess, these battles, these rounds, these bars that they're delivering. There's a lot of thought and that's put into it. It's not supposed to be yay or nay. You know what I mean? You're supposed to like go back and kind of go through it and realize what the person is saying, right? So, and what you think is a heavier attack, because a battle isn't just who raps better, it's about who attacks better. That's something that I don't think Cassidy understands yet. He keeps jumping in trying to say he rhymes more than his opponent. Yeah, but like, you got to attack your opponent. That's why his first round versus Hitman, he's attacking Hitman. He's getting reaction, because that's the point. It's a fight. You're not shadow boxing. You got to attack the person in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's not meant to be digested right after. You got to spend time with it.
That's right. That's probably the most like in-depth assessment I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really cool.
I honestly never even thought of it that way. I always thought it was, I get like the 96 minutes thing. It's like, that's just a lot for someone to digest in general. At a certain point in that last 30 minutes, you're like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. Like,
by the time you get to the fourth battle, the fifth battle, you're not going to judge it the same way you judged the first one. You know what I mean?
You're worn out. You're not listening to every word. You're just looking for the reactions, and then you get that reactionary judgment.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know, there's people that mix records and like engineers and stuff. They talk about this thing called ear fatigue, and what that means, you know, they spend hours and hours mixing a song, right? And the way that snare sounds when you first started mixing it, it's going to sound a little different 3 hours into the mixing process. Yeah. So sometimes they'll have to take a break from what they're mixing to kind of refresh and come back. So the eighth battle that you saw, like, it might look different when you watch it first thing in the morning again. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I'm like, I had to explain all of that. Like, that the fairest judgment of a battle to me is if you sit with it for a while. The same way your fairest judgment of an album is going to be, because these are fucking EPs at least that we're releasing, right? Like without crowd reaction, these battles that have fucking 5-minute rounds, that's 15 minutes each person. That's 30 minutes of content that you're getting. That's about an EP nowadays, almost like a whole album. You know what I mean? So like, you got to judge it the same way.
Brian mixes all our music here, so does the ear fatigue thing make sense?
No, that's for real, because after a little while, you start, when you're hearing things, like what happens with me, is like you start second guessing yourself on things.
Yeah.
When it's good in the first place, and then you're like, oh, let me add this, and then you start fucking stomping it down, and it sounds like shit. And you go back, you're like, all right, I'm just going to cut this out right now. You come back like 2 hours later, you listen again, you're like, what the fuck did I do to this?
Yeah.
You know?
Producers will say that all the time to me. And even I'm okay at making beats. My expertise is rhyming and recording myself and shit. But like, anytime I've experienced a lot where like, it's fucking 2 a.m, I'm making a beat, it sounds fire. And then wake up and listen to it, and it's like, what the fuck is this? Dog? This shit is ass, bro.
It's like you were drunk texting a beat.
Yeah, exactly. It's not your full fucking attention. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I got you, man. Really quick, we get to our final segment here. Give us your Instagram where we can catch you, stuff that's dropping. But I have one question: those shirts that you sell, also plug your store. Do they fit on people with a body that's shaped like Jello?
we have
Because
all
I
sizes.
don't know if
man.
I could rock that. You guys, I have the two most fit people here on the podcast. I'm like a lava lamp, man. Like, so I don't know how it will work. It's just, will it fit
Yeah,
me? Or,
so Instagram, Twitter, caffeine, real sick 99. That's my profile. Real SIKH, the number nine, the number nine. Uh, the store, realsikhstore.com. It's all sizes, man. It's everything. We just updated the cloth, so it's like softer material. It fits better. But yes, anybody can wear it.
okay.
I think we go up to like 5X. You know what I mean? So like
It'd be great if
we
you
have
added a size that just said TruExact, and it's just like a fucking wave of a shirt for the awkward
yeah,
body.
we got shirts, we got hoodies, zip ups, masks, and then we're dropping a new design pretty soon. And it's gonna come with a song and a music video. Every time I drop a new design or a new item or anything like that, it's gonna come with music, because I want to kind of. That's how I started, right? So
Right.
like, I don't want people to only look at me as a battle rapper, and it's good shit. You know what I mean? So like,
Hmm.
I want to everybody that supports me. I want them to know that side of me too. So every time I drop a new design, new product, whatever, it's gonna be a drop. It's gonna be like a bunch of new shit on the site, and then it's also going to be my YouTube channel, right? So that's going to happen within the next couple weeks. Um, yeah, so I said my social media is the
Yeah.
store, Real Six Store. Yeah, my next battle will be pretty soon. It's crazy. It's a huge opportunity.
All right.
Uh, um, and yeah, music, merch, battles. Yeah,
All right. So, final. I think we're gonna have fun with this final segment here. So,
yeah,
we do
yeah.
a gun to your head. Okay, it's 2 questions each, and it's like a would you rather, but we kind of like mix it up. We do a little wordplay involved, so it's not like I don't know maps or globes, which is a very weird thing I first came up with. So, like, all right, you got to pick a winner. You got to answer these questions, and at the end, you pick your favorite question. All right.
Got it.
I'm nervous, and we keep tallies. This is pretty intense. It's like
Okay,
bragging
okay.
rights across our group of friends. So we'll
Right,
go
right.
back and forth. I'll go first. I actually don't care about the standings, so don't feel
Uh,
pressured to pick me at all.
Gotcha.
All right, so you have to live. Yeah, this is for your life. Would you rather
Mhm.
fight Scorpion from Mortal Kombat in a wrestling ring, or 100 scorpions in a phone booth?
that's too much.
I'd fight Scorpion in a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
The scorpions in a phone booth. I just don't like insects and reptiles. I don't really fuck with. Like I'll be okay if I see a lion or a fucking bear. Like I'm not saying I'm brave. Like I'll
Yeah,
still be
like,
scared. I'll still be scared, but I'll be a little more like okay with that. Versus if I see a fucking 20-foot crocodile or a fucking centipede. Like it's crazy.
centipede or a
Those two
crocodile?
things, those two, just insects and reptiles, really creep me out for some reason.
No, that's fine. Keep
So
talking about it. Keep it in your mind because you might
yeah,
come back to that question and pick a winner. So the more you talk, the better. Brian,
yes.
go on.
All right. Every day for a year, would you rather step on a thumbtack or have tacks for thumbs?
I'll step on the thumbtack. Tax for thumbs is weird.
You can't
That's
write.
like I can't write. I can't do anything. It might help if I'm eating like fries or something. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like you could
Or
just
that,
it's
man.
like yeah.
Or pork
But that's
roll. I mean,
yeah. Yeah, like something like that maybe. But yeah, I would not. I don't think. Yeah, yeah.
all right, I'm going.
I stepping on a thumbtack a day. That's cool.
Yeah,
That
so
would suck, but
you're,
it's like better than that.
so real sick is okay with seeing a lion in a wild and stepping on a thumbtack. All right. So for 1 year, the only place you could visit is Wildwood, or you have a pet that's a wild woodchuck.
But how wild is the woodchuck? Like, you mean like is that the name of the woodchuck? Like,
No,
is
he's
that
just
a
you have a
species?
woodchuck, but
Or
no,
he's
you
just
have a
wild?
woodchuck.
Okay.
He's just a wild woodchuck. Like, yo, calm down. I'm trying to like, I don't know, shave or whatever you guys did. Like whatever.
What was the first option? With Wildwood?
Only place you
got-
can visit is Wildwood, or your pet is a wild woodchuck.
Like for the rest of my life, I can
For
only go to
1 year,
Wildwood.
you can only go to Wildwood.
Oh, one
Everywhere
year.
you go, like you leave your house, you have to go to Wildwood. Like, that's it. You leave your house. Pier 2600. That's all that
Yeah.
Lucky Leos. That's all there is.
Oh man. Do I have to tolerate the wild woodchuck? Can I like kill it?
No, you have to feed it. Like he's just what you know. You can keep it
One
on a
year just
leash,
Wildwood. One
and you
year
gotta,
just Wildwood. I'll do that. Yeah,
you gotta.
'cause
That
I
means
can
you gotta
DoorDash.
battle. You gotta battle in Wildwood everywhere you
Wildwood.
go.
Everywhere you go.
I only battle in Wildwood, New Jersey. Next to the
Lex
log
would do
flume.
it. Lex would do it. Lex is creative. We'd battle on like the beach or something.
Yeah,
You
on
know
the
what I mean?
log flume.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a
Yeah.
good question, Brian.
All right. This is even better. As I said, terrible question. All right. Would you rather never be able to use a tablespoon or obsessively count spoons on a table?
Pretty good.
Never be able to use a tablespoon or obsessively count spoons on the table, right?
With your thumbtack hands.
I kind of already have OCD, so like, so I feel like I might already, because like things have to be like a specific way before I start eating. I have to set everything up and then I can eat. I can't just sit down and eat. And I don't want to make it worse by like having to obsessively count spoons. So I think I could make no tablespoon work, man. I think I can make it work.
That's impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a tablespoon of sugar. Sorry, I only got teaspoons in my house.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite question. Pick a winner here. What's your favorite question?
The scorpion one was my favorite one.
You know what? That's a fair victory. I'm very happy about this. I've been in a slump. You know, everybody who's been watching, I've really had to reevaluate my life here and my questions.
Right.
This is intense, man.
Nah,
So like,
that's also my favorite Mortal Kombat character.
the best. I think
So,
it's
like,
everyone's. Yeah.
It's him and Kenshi are my two favorites.
Who is Kenshi?
You're right.
That's the blind guy with the swords.
Oh shit! Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
I always pick Katana. I don't know why. Maybe it was like a maybe I had issues. Fuck knows. I was like, fans are fun, you know.
Mhm.
That was it. That was it. Hey man, thanks a lot for coming on. We had a blast. I hope this was a little different than other interviews you did. I hope we didn't ask the same questions and shit. So this was really fun. Love bringing it back to New Jersey, man.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for the platform. I appreciate you guys. Fun interview, man.